Hey everybody, Mercury goes retrograde once again in Sagittarius on Tuesday, November 26th until December 15th. What do you need to know about this transit for your highest good? We are going to discuss a little astrology, dive in with the tarot and find out. So keep watching. So welcome to the channel, or welcome back. So awesome to see you here. All right, so it's Mercury retrograde time. Most of us know, if you've been watching this channel, you watch other channels, read stuff, you know, Mercury retrograde is a time when we want to be very mindful of all sorts of delays. We want to be mindful of messages getting lost, emails getting lost, the things that we are saying getting misconstrued, miscommunications, as I said, delays, crossed wires. Just things going haywire in terms of transportation, communication, contracts, paperwork, all of those types of things. Okay, we know this. We just have to be mindful of it. And it doesn't mean life stops. You know, we still need to go Christmas shopping. We still need to go visit people for Thanksgiving if you're in the United States, which is coming up a few days after the Mercury retrograde. We still need to send emails. We still need to do stuff, right? It's not like we can stop, but we need to perhaps pay even more attention than we normally do with these things when Mercury is retrograde. Now, Mercury in Sagittarius is an energy where Mercury expresses itself with a lot of honesty to the point of bluntness sometimes. Mercury in Sagittarius, it can be a little self-righteous. It can be like my way or the highway, like my opinion is the only right one. Mercury in Sag energy, of course, can be very creative, very communicative, very well-spoken, and is really interested in ferreting out the truth, right? And seeking justice. All of these can be good things, but remember, there's always a flip side where it can go too far, or it can get pushed to, well, I'm the right one and all the rest of y'all are just wrong. So with it going retrograde, we know retrogrades are all the rewords, right? Review, revamp, reconsider, react, Neptune is also retrograde in Pisces. It's in a wide 5-degree square to Mercury as it goes retrograde at 22 degrees in Sag on the 26th. Now, Neptune retrograde, any retrograde planet can bring something out from the past that we didn't know before. And Neptune is an energy that can sometimes be associated with truth and lies, deceptions and trying to seek clarity, but all you're doing is, wandering through the fog. So Neptune retrograde in Pisces, squaring this Mercury retrograde, I think could actually be beneficial. It could be bringing a truth out, that was maybe hidden before, hidden in the past, and now it is coming to light. The truth shall set you free, but you got to watch your mouth. You just got to watch your mouth, okay? Unless you really want to burn a bridge, and that's always your choice. Now, Chiron is in Aries, and it is in a supportive trine to Mercury as it goes retrograde in Sag. Again, truth sets you free. If there was something that hurt you from the past, particularly somebody who maybe criticized you for being independent or standing up for yourself in some way, and they didn't like it because you were, owning your own power in some way, and they tried to knock you down a peg or something. There could be a truth that comes out about that situation that helps you heal from it. There could be opportunities here for you to stand up for yourself that you didn't have before. A do-over, a redo with something where you can assert a boundary a little better because the truth has healed you. That something came out and you understand it, and now you're letting it go. You're putting it into proper perspective. So those are all, can be very good things. So you just got to kind of be mindful of that. In the middle of the Mercury retrograde, around December 5th or 6th, I don't have the exact date in my brain, but Mars will go retrograde another retrograde in Leo, in the early degrees. I think it's 6 degrees of Leo. And when Mars is retrograde, there can be a lot of internal frustration. It can be like anger turned inward. We can feel like we're not able to gain traction with something that's important to us. And Leo can be about our ego needs. And Mars in Leo, just that energy can be bossy. It's other things too, but it's very entertaining. It can be fun and funny and dynamic and, rah rah. But Mars in Leo can also be like, better do it the way I say, and now. So with it going retrograde, and with Mercury retrograde, which already challenges certain communication skills, and Mars retrograde in Leo, like there could be clashes of wills going on, and then frustration in trying to communicate what needs to be done in order not to have a situation go totally off the rails. So, be mindful of that as well, right? So if there is a truth from the past that resurfaces, which is going to be the focus of our reading today, it's important for us to not take it out on ourselves. And especially with Neptune, as I said, retrograde, squaring that Mercury retrograde, the scales may fall from your eyes. It may be this awakening moment, this aha, like, oh my God, why didn't I see that before? And then you get frustrated, Mars retrograde in Leo, with yourself, and you take it out on yourself. That is not the optimal use of this energy. So just be aware of that. So the truth really can set you free, and that is our topic for our tarot reading portion. Timestamps will be in the description of the video and the first pinned comment for the individual zodiac signs. All right, Aries. There we go. I'm in focus now. I just had a Neptunian moment there where I was blurry and out of focus. I was in the fog. All right, Aries, let's get serious. Truth or lesson from your past. Could be a person too. Resurfacing for you to reevaluate so that you can move forward with clarity at the end of this retrograde. All right, let's see. If something comes up reversed, since it's Mercury retrograde, reversed, I'm gonna read it that way. All right, let's see what we got. Aries peoples. We have an 8 of Wands upside down. Ooh, and we have a star. Page of Wands upside down in your heart. Queen of Swords. And the 3 of Swords upside down. Okay. All right. I think this is very interesting. I'm going to just read it all holistically. I think what's interesting here is what we have upright, which is the star and the Queen of Swords. And of course, the star is Aquarius energy. And we have the Queen of Swords, which is Aquarius energy as well. Page of Wands, which is your energy, Wands, upside down in your heart, but it's the child card. So it's your inner child in your heart. And also it's the idea of something that you tried to get going, but it didn't work. Why didn't it work? I think there was some false starts. So what's resurfacing, a truth that may be coming back around for you, is you could have tried very hard to fix something. You could have tried many different ways, but it was unfixable, which you realized. Okay, but you're going to realize that again. There's something you may be going over again to try to fix, but it's unfixable. You will make the decision to heal yourself and choose not to do that anymore, whatever it might be. There also could have been several different ways, different projects, different things you were trying to get off the ground, but they didn't work. They were misaligned in some way. So something you were trying to start to get going. Or it's like, again, you were trying to make something work with a relationship, whether it's a friendship or a romance or something. And it was heartbreaking because you kept trying and trying, Aries with the hard head, beating your head against the wall, trying to do it. And you kept trying to the point where it was very detrimental, Page of Wands upside down, to your self-worth and self-esteem. It was really hurting your inner child. And it may also be something that goes back to your childhood, where you felt you had to keep trying and trying and trying to get them to listen, to get them to understand, or something like that. But it's futile. Okay, it is futile. So this truth is coming back around for you to understand that the way forward is in making the decision to choose your own well-being and healing and to follow a new path for yourself. And this may have something to do with Aquarius energy, an Aquarius person, it's possible. But it could be like, I need a different group of friends. I tried and tried and tried with this group of friends. It just didn't work. This group of people. I tried and tried and tried to make this wish come true. 11th house, right? Aquarius. I tried to make this wish upon a star. I tried so many different things. It didn't work. Now, that doesn't mean to say that that wish can't come true some other time. But if it's been something in recent memory, I would say the last 3 to 8 months or the last 3 to 8 years. I hope it's not years, but that you were banging your head against the wall for that. So making peace with and healing and being okay with the fact that there is something better coming in for you. But first you have to revisit and realign and face this, truth that's coming out. Like if you're giving it one more try during this Mercury retrograde and it still doesn't work, by the end of the retrograde, you're like, okay, I've got to let this go for my own well-being and accept the fact that the universe will bring in the right next direct aligned path for me going forward. So that's what I feel for you, Aries, with this energy. So Taurus, what truth or lesson or even person from your past is resurfacing so that you can reevaluate what the heck is going on? And then you can make some fresh decisions, get clarity, and move forward on December 15th when Mercury goes direct. All right, let's see what we need to know. If something comes up reversed, I will read it reversed. 6 of Cups, upright. The Fool is upside down. 3 of Cups in your heart, upside down. 10 of Wands, upright. And a Queen of Cups. Okay, upright. So I think you are really facing the emotional heaviness of reaching the end of a line. I think somebody is either going to make a promise, they're about to make a promise, they may make a promise during this retrograde. They have good intentions, but for whatever reason, I don't think they can fulfill their promise. The Fool is upside down. You could be dealing with a child, of course. Apply the energies to your life. You could be dealing with a soulmate. You could be dealing with a best friend or somebody who is in your friend, in your inner circle. I don't think they're ill-intentioned necessarily with the 6 of Cups. It's upright. But that could just be how you feel about them. Like you feel really strongly about this. But also you have the 3 of Cups upside down in your heart, which is that the joy is gone. Okay, the joy is gone here. Your feelings are fading away because there could have been a third party situation. Their attention could have been elsewhere. You could have felt left out, or they just broke their promises again and again and again. We don't have a 7 of Swords or 3 of Swords or something, but the Fool upside down could be they either tried to fool you in some way that you wouldn't find out about whatever this is over here, this 3 of Cups in your heart, or they just cheated you out of time and attention that you really did deserve or that you really expected from them. It could have been a situation. What's coming up for review is expectations that were not matched, right? Maybe you had certain expectations. Yeah, they should be more caring. They should be more generous. They should be more giving, whatever, with the 6 of Cups, right? More considerate. But maybe they were just like, well, you're just whatever. Maybe you really put them in the inner circle, but they did not put you in their inner circle. So you thought more highly of them than they may have thought of you. That is very possible because I don't like this Fool card here. So something was misaligned. Something is not going to move forward. And you're facing the emotional truth of that and bringing it to a close. There is something I think that's going to get revealed. It might be around December 10th. It is possible. You're still trying to make it work maybe, but this person has their face in the wands. So they're not seeing what's right in front of their face. I think in your heart, you know that the joy is gone. But until you really acknowledge that with this Queen of Cups and realize it can't move forward, you got to just drop it. It's not going to continue. It's a 10. It's a wrap-up situation. That's the truth, I think, and lesson you're going to be kind of revisiting so that you can move forward with your life. Don't let people make a fool out of you. And again, you may not have known. Sometimes wires get crossed. You know, we think that we're like BFFs with somebody and then we realize we're not. And that can be a very hurtful thing. You know, you're there for that person, you consider them, you spend a lot of time with them, and then you realize, hello, Taurus Bobo. You realize that, you know, you're just one of many to them, which can be also this 3 of Cups that is upside down in the heart, right? You do not have that same kind of reciprocal feelings. And again, this doesn't have to be romantic. It could be with something else. But you're strong emotionally. I mean, this is not going to break you. I want to emphasize that. I mean, here you are with this Queen of Cups energy. Like, you are like, okay. So there is some emotional like determination here, but you do need to look at it. And that's that revisiting that we do in Mercury retrograde. That if the joy is gone and you are not seeing this move forward, despite the fact that you really still care about this person, and they may care about you, but there's something here where they are not giving to you the way you deserve to be given to. They're not stepping up, or their energy's over here. You know, then it may be time for you to reevaluate this in terms of what you do deserve and move along. I'm so glad Bobo showed up in your reading, Taurus, because he is a Taurus. He is very, very sweet, very loving, and he has his moon in Pisces conjunct Venus in Pisces. So he's got that beautiful, loving energy. He gets it, of course, from the Taurus, but he also gets it from the Pisces. So he's your guy. All right, Gemini, let's see what you need to know about this Mercury retrograde in Sag. What lesson, person, situation, truth is resurfacing from your past so that you can reevaluate and move forward with clarity and a plan of action when Mercury goes direct again on December 15th. All right, let's see what we have. We have the Hermit upside down, and we have the 8 of Cups upright. I am going to read reversals. We have 8 of Swords upside down in your heart. We have the Sun upside down, and we have the 4 of Cups upright. Okay. God, these cards are like jumping all over the place today. All right. You could be dealing with a Virgo. That is very possible, Gemini. Or you could be dealing with some sort of home-related situation. We also have, you know, this is your 4th house. We got 4s going on over here with the 4 of Cups. But what I am feeling is that there is probably some sort of sacrifice that you have been making that you are over and done with. You could also be finished with being a hermit, being alone, some sort of unsatisfactory situation in your home or with your home life. Okay, so the 8 of Swords is in your heart upside down. So, and we have another 8 over here with this 8 of Cups. So, you know, you are freeing yourself mentally and emotionally from a difficult situation. You are making that decision. I would say with the Hermit upside down is, have you given enough attention to it? Whatever you're freeing yourself from, have you given not enough attention to the spiritual nature of what you're deciding? You know, I mean, you may have, maybe you didn't. This, again, reevaluating what's coming up. So what could be coming up is some sort of moving on situation. But, you know, have you really consulted with your guides enough with this? Are you doing this from a place of spiritual peace about what you're deciding and moving on? Or are you doing it just like, I got to get out of here. I got to be free. Like, I can't take it anymore. And that's fine too, but there is something maybe spiritually that's unsettled. And that's the time for this Mercury retrograde, right? You can re-examine the spiritual aspect of what this thing is that you are freeing yourself from. And, you know, so that you clear the decks, so to speak. Maybe what spiritual perspective, spiritual lessons, spiritual wisdom you've gleaned from it. I don't think you've delved enough into that aspect of whatever this Eight of Swords, Eight of Cups is that you're leaving behind. So again, this is the reevaluation during the Mercury retrograde from a spiritual perspective. Now the Sun card is here, which is very nice. It's upside down, but it's still a good card. It can just mean there's a slight delay for the new thing to come in. So, you know, this could have something to do with the Mars retrograde in Leo. Okay, with this, here's the Leo. This may not be happening. This next phase you want to open up by leaving this behind may not be happening for you for another 4 months. Okay. Mars goes retrograde. Mars does not get back into Leo until, I think, like, I want to say April of 2025. Because he goes all the way, goes retrograde way deep into Cancer, and then he's got to get his butt out of Cancer and get back into Leo. So this takes quite a while, you know, for this to come in. That's why we have this upside down. There is a little bit of a delay. So by the time this does come in to replace whatever this situation was, you're sitting under that tree annoyed, Gemini. Okay, so. But it's going to be okay. I mean, this will come in. There will be a replacement. There will be a joyful replacement of whatever this is that you're freeing yourself from. So if it's a relationship, you know, there'll be a new relationship. If it's a work situation, there'll be a new work situation. If it's a terrible client that you can't stand anymore, there will be a new and better client coming in. Okay, so timing is everything. And this is just a general reading. It could happen sooner, of course, but you know, it might be that it's just during the retrograde of Mars, and we'll end that in the end of February. So maybe it'll happen sooner when Mars goes direct again. Okay, so we will just see, but use this Mercury retrograde to tune into what do you want the replacement to look like of whatever this is you're leaving behind, and what you can do to be patient while you're manifesting it, you know, like focusing in on the manifestation until the universe aligns and it comes in. But also re-examine whatever's going on spiritually here with this scenario. So there could be some, you know, just spiritual lessons and spiritual alignment for you with whatever it is you are letting go of, and also evaluating, what am I moving toward? And is this Four of Cups, is this thing coming in for me going to be aligned with, you know, what I did learn from this most recent situation? Or am I just going to repeat another scenario? Okay, so you want this new thing to come in to be, this new energy, not this repeat of this over here. And that has to do with something about figuring out spiritually what you needed to learn from this, so you don't repeat and manifest just the same thing in a different outfit. All right, Cancer, what truth or lesson from your past is resurfacing for you to reevaluate so that you can get some clarity and, you know, realign yourself with your priorities and move forward with clarity when the retrograde is finished on December 15th. All right, let us see. What do you need to know? Cancers. Whoops. All right, that fell out. What is it? It is the Sag energy. It's the Temperance. All right. It came out upright, so we'll just set it aside for a minute. All right, let's see what we need to know for you. Cancers. Page of Wands is upside down. Ten of Coins is upside down. Lovers is upside down. I am reading reversals. King of Cups, there you are. And the Knight of Wands is upside down. All right. And Temperance came out upright when it fell out of the deck. So the only two cards that we have upright are you and the Temperance. Okay. This is what I feel. There is something in your life that isn't working. The energy's not aligned, but you don't want to change it. You're like, nah, I'm not going to do it. Not changing. Not changing. We'll leave this Temperance over here. Okay. I'm not doing it. The Lovers is upside down in your heart, meaning you are blocked off to making a decision. You are blocked off to options in your heart. Like you don't want to have to go down a different road. You don't want to have to make a decision, etc. The Ten of Coins is upside down. This may have something to do with your career, your long-term investments, your family, your financial stability. The Page of Wands is upside down. So something that, you thought had promise didn't gel. It didn't come together. The Knight of Wands is upside down as well. You're like, I'm going to give it another shot during this Mercury retrograde. I'm going to go back to the drawing board. I'm going to try to make this thing happen so I don't have to make this choice. So I think there's something here of re-examining your commitment to a course of action that you're stubbornly clinging onto because you don't want to have to make a hard decision and do something else. That's what I feel. I think, your King of Cups is showing up here and you're upright, which is good. And the Temperance came out upright. So for me, this combo is you will step more into your power and bring the change you want by accepting that there needs to be a change. But the change is going to come through faith in the universe. This is Sagittarian energy. This is about faith and trust and belief and miracles. Knight of Wands, Page of Wands, these energies can be, when they're upright, they can be very forceful, very dynamic. We're getting this done. It's happening now. Everything is flowing. You've been getting very clear signs from the universe with these energies that you are just trying to fit the square peg in the round hole with something going on in your life. And it may have something to do with a partner or a friendship or somebody that's important to you, with the Lovers upside down in your heart. Maybe you keep hoping if you try a different course of action, they'll be responsible with money. But they're not. They just keep spending the money. Like, let's say you're in a marriage or some other, it could be a business partnership, right? You're like, no, I need to be financially prudent. We need to, make more money in this business. And they're out buying new computers and just spending money or whatever they're doing. So that could be another thing. So I feel like that idea that there is a spiritual solution to every problem, which is the title of a Wayne Dyer book that I highly recommend. And the spiritual solution is the surrender, I think. I think once you do that, when you give it over to the universe, to God, to your angels, to your spirit guides, whatever you want to do with this Temperance and you upright, you will find the way during this. You will, by the end of this retrograde, you will have the answer. The change will be in the making. It will start to occur by the end of Sagittarius season on December 21st. Like, you will be like, okay, because this is not working. All right. So there is something like that. And, it can be challenging for Cancer energies. I don't care if it's rising, a moon or whatever, sun. You are the crab. You hold on to everything. You just, with your little claw, and you're just like, ah. And it can be hard. It can be hard for any sign, but I think especially for Cancers who are cardinal, which are initiating energies, like go-getters, like leadership energy, like we got this, like I'm making this happen. It's, it's very dynamic energy, cardinal energy. it can be very hard for Cancer energy to surrender and give it over and be like, okay, I'm going to just let go of control of this. And universe, you show me the way. I will believe in you that you will show me the way of what is the right choice here, the right way forward with this scenario. Okay, again, whether we're talking about finances, a relationship, a combo, because it's not working. And the other thing too is with the Page of Wands upside down, the Knight of Wands upside down, you could be dealing with, if this is about you, but I have a feeling it's about somebody else in your life because the Lover's in your heart. Whoever you're dealing with, they have very immature attitudes and they have poor impulse control. They have no control over themselves. They could have a gambling problem. That's another thing with the Ten of Coins upside down. Okay, so, and you just don't know what to do with this. So when we have a hard time figuring out the problem logically, or like I said, we keep trying to stick the square peg in the round hole and make something happen and make it work. Maybe that the issue is not to do that. It is to give it over to the universe and let the universe guide you. Let your spiritual guide you with this Temperance, with the angel here, to bring about the change that you want. So very interesting energies here, but this is all stuff to evaluate and decide for yourself so that you can move forward with the clarity and that you're ready to make that change of giving it over. All right, Leos, let's see what lesson, truth, person from your past may be resurfacing during this Mercury retrograde so that you can reevaluate, reconsider, and realign yourself with what is for your highest good with clarity and move forward with insight when Mercury goes direct. On the 15th, let us see Leos. We have an Ace of Pentacles upside down. We have a Knight of Swords. Okay. Tower upside down in your heart. The High Priestess. And Judgment is upside down. Okay, this is very interesting. I think the lesson that's coming back around is that you didn't listen to your intuition and you missed an opportunity. Okay, this Ace of Coins. You either missed an opportunity or you possibly mishandled something to do with your money. I mean, that's possible. What I feel from this energy, the truth that's coming out, what's coming back around for you, this lesson is coming back in the form of an offer. I think you're going to get a second chance with something. And you did learn your lesson, or you're going to learn your lesson. Either learned your lesson or you're going to learn it this time with this Mercury retrograde, that you're going to listen to your intuition and you are not going to waffle when it comes to taking direct action and making a quick decision and accepting and exploring that Ace of Coins offer. There is an element of surprise here with the Tower upside down. So this is not a bad surprise by any means. But it is a little shocking because with this Judgment upside down, I don't think that you thought that this would ever come back around again. So I like practical examples. This could be like back in 2 months ago, it could be Judgment, the 20 here. 2 months ago, it could be back to Taurus season. It's possible with this Uranus energy showing up here, Uranus and Taurus. It could be that somebody said no, sorry, we're not going to hire you. You didn't make the cut or whatever. And it could be that they come back around surprisingly and reach out to you and are like, oh, by the way, we have this other position open. Would you like to, do that one instead? And that shocks you incredibly. But it could be a good surprise. So again, some decision from the past that was shocking or unsettling to you, or you didn't listen to your intuition about it, there could be something that comes back around. It may not be the exact same thing, but it has the same kind of energetic flavor or signature, and you're going to jump on it. Knight of Swords. Like, they're not going to have to ask you twice. You're like, here it is. I'm ready. You know, so we will see. But you could have also learned a lesson, or you're learning at this time, about not to wait around. You could have been dragging your feet with this because something maybe did catch you off guard, or you talked yourself out of it. You weren't ready yet, you know. But I also feel like there is some sort of karmic situation that is not quite complete yet, with some sort of offer, some sort of seed that was supposed to grow before. Again, I don't, you know, the time frame, it could be a year ago, it could be Taurus season, it could be 2 months ago, right? It was supposed to grow before, and it didn't, because either you didn't say yes or you didn't listen, the timing was off, something like that. The timing is changing now, and it is coming back around. So you just need to reevaluate it if it really is still good. It is showing up upside down. So you're going to have to either just go in and trust your gut if you're feeling it, your gut is correct, your intuition. You're going to move fast to find out, I think, if it's good or not. It may still be good. You know, you're just going to have to see, but it is upside down. But the upside down can just be it's coming back from the past in some way, or it has a connection to the past. So very interesting energies, but there is an element of surprise here that this situation, this offer, this person, this truth, this thing is coming back around again when you kind of thought maybe all hope was lost. All right, Virgos, what lesson, situation, person, truth is being revealed, is coming back around for you so that you can reevaluate it, refigure it out, and get some clarity so that you can move forward when Mercury goes direct on December 15th. All right, let's see what you need to know. If something comes up reversed, I will read it that way. Virgos. Two of Cups. Five of Swords upside down. This is interesting. Two of Swords in your heart. Wow. Pluto upside down. And the Judgment upright. Okay. You got a decision on your plate. Wow. So what's coming back around? It could be a person. It could be an offer with this Two of Cups here. Five of Swords upside down suggests, to me, with this here, is that somebody is going to offer an apology. Somebody's going to reach out. The Death card is upside down. Something is not finished yet with a personal connection. Okay, or business connection, or a friendship connection, or a family connection. It's the Two of Cups. This person is sincere because this is upright. So I like that. But something went down. Five of Swords is upside down. So there was an argument. There was a disagreement. There could have been a ghosting. I mean, it's possible. Five of Swords upside down is like, it is dead and buried. Like, that's the end. It's like somebody crossed a line and there ain't no going back. Okay. But I don't think this is you reaching out. I just don't feel that because you have the Two of Swords in your heart. So you're like, I don't know what to do with this person coming back. Whoa, this apology. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? So that's why we have you over here with the Judgment, right? You're like, I got to make a decision. You got to make a decision in your best interests. And that is very individual. I can't advise you what that decision is, Virgo, because you got to use the energies and apply them to your life. But you are uncertain. I don't want to say you're conflicted. It's more like you need a time out to figure it out. You may not want to deal with it. You don't want to look at it. But the universe is bringing this back around for you because, you know, it's unfinished business with the Death card upside down. There is unfinished karmic business between you and somebody else. That does not mean you need to get back with them. Hear me. If this is a romantic situation, that if somebody comes back after, you know, something went down that was not good, and they're trying to hit the reset button. They come back, oh, baby, or whatever they do, you know, ridiculousness. Maybe they're sincere. I mean, they could be. Again, apply the energies of who you're dealing with here. It doesn't mean just because somebody comes back that you should take them back, or that you should text them back, or you should email them back, or you should call them back. This is your decision. Okay, but there is a karmic lesson here. If they did not treat you well, whatever this was that went down, why are you going to go back? So this could be a test from the universe to be like, did you learn this lesson, Virgo? Did you learn that, you know, it doesn't mean you have to wish them ill will. Let bygones be bygones, but you don't need to be in my face anymore. You stay over there. I don't want to deal with you. You know, no contact. We're done. Okay. But I can still be like, I hope nothing bad happens to you, you know, or maybe you do. I don't know. Okay. But you know what I'm saying, right? So I think this is very interesting. Very interesting. Because we know during a Mercury retrograde that people from our past can pop back in. Oh, joy. But that doesn't mean they need to come back into our lives. We have control over that. Right? Just because somebody comes back, I really want you to hear this. You do not have to let them into your world again. And the unfinished business doesn't mean it's between you and them. It's between you and you. The unfinished business is, did you learn your lesson? That this is unacceptable in your life and it is over. That is what I would say. All right, Libras, what truth or lesson, person, situation is coming back around again, is being revealed during this Mercury retrograde so that you can regroup, reconfigure, realign with your highest good and potential and move forward with clarity when Mercury goes direct on December 15th. Let us see. Libras. Page of Coins upside down. I will read reversals. And a 10 of Wands. 9 of Swords in your heart. 7 of Cups upright. And the Moon is upside down. I think you're under some sort of tight deadline is what I feel. You're under some sort of deadline to finish something. The 9 of Swords is in your heart. I think you're worried that you're not going to get something done and finished. I think you will get it done and finished. But there may be some new information that comes in with the Page of Coins upside down, or there's a missing piece of information that you're trying to find out, and you're worried you're not going to find it out so that you can be done with this thing. The Moon is upside down. It's suggesting that there is a lot of emotional chaos. I think what's interesting here, the 7 of Cups is upright. So that could be the escape into fantasy land. I think you really would like to escape from whatever this burden, problem, situation is that's resurfacing right now. And again, it could be a person too. But you gotta hunker down and just get her done. This 10 of Wands here, which is upright. You do need to face responsibilities in some way, and this is not going to be good for you if you go into escapist mode. If you're like doing unhealthy things, shall we say, you know, addictive habits, whatever they may be, to try to soothe your emotions, to self-soothe. Because in your heart, you're like, oh my God, how am I going to, get this done? But you could also be exaggerating the situation. It could be if you just buckle down and face it and do it, it'll get done. That you could be wasting time in spinning your wheels and trying to escape and you're not addressing something. So, Mercury retrograde can be a classic time when we can review and regroup and rework something and get it off our plates and get it done. So there is this element with the Page of Coins upside down of going back to the drawing board. If you just go back and face it and do it, you will get it done. You will finish it. It's the Wands here. You will finish it by the end of the retrograde. Okay, but there may be something slightly unpleasant about it because it's the 10 of Wands. It's like there's a lot on your plate. So there could be issues here. I mean, there could be issues. The lesson that's coming back around is if, you face the problem head on, it's not as bad than the coping mechanisms that you might use in order to avoid the problem and facing it. So that's what I would say here. And it might be financial. I mean, that's possible. That you're realizing that, you can't escape some sort of financial obligation, and you've just got to buckle down and get to work to fix it. So that could be taking on extra work, or redoing your budget. Again, it doesn't, have to be that you have to get a second job or something. Whatever it is, you've just got to face it and deal with it and shift it and get it done. Okay. So that is what I feel. Do not backslide into coping mechanisms that are not good for you. That won't be helpful. That'll just delay the inevitable. So I think what we have here is really an opportunity, a spiritual lesson, to handle things in a better way than maybe you've done before. And especially avoiding escapist tendencies that are unhealthy. All right, Scorpio, what truth or lesson or person or situation is resurfacing from your past so that you can gain some reflective insight and reevaluate so that you can move forward when Mercury goes direct on December 15th. All right, let us see what you need to know. If it's reversed, I'll read it reversed. Scorpio. There is the Death card, your Plutonian energy, and an Ace of Swords. Oh my goodness. Page of Wands in your heart upside down. Temperance is upside down. And the Devil's upside down. Okay, so this is very interesting. You might be tempted to go back to something. I don't think you're going to go back to it though, but there's the temptation. I think this Mercury retrograde is about you solidifying your boundaries and just getting used to a new reality based on a decision that you made. And you may have made this decision during your birthday season with the Death card and the Ace of Swords here. So you made a very, very clear line in the sand decision where you're like, I'm not going back again. I am not going back to this situation. This is over and done with. I am moving on. But the Page of Wands is upside down in your heart. You're second guessing a decision that you have made that absolutely cut something off. It either cut a relationship off, it cut a family member off, a friend off, it cut off a draining scenario. It doesn't have to be negative. It could just be like, I'm done with this. Like, this is over and done with. But the Temperance upside down, again, you're feeling that sense of imbalance, unbalance, even though you're free from something, that Devil upside down, that was very toxic, unhealthy, and possibly codependent. So what I feel is you are learning that lesson to readjust to the new reality and not go backwards, not backslide. But the thing with Scorpio energy is that usually when they, cut off a situation, like, they are done with it and you don't go back. So it could just be that you're not going to go back out here, but it's like emotionally you're dealing with the what's the word I want? The detritus, the backlash, the leftovers, it's the new situation you're trying to adjust to. Like, let's say you cut off an unhealthy friendship. You knew it was unhealthy, but now you're trying to get used to the reality of not hanging out with that person anymore, or talking to them every day, or texting them all the time. And it's kind of, this Page of Wands upside down, this little kid, like, not knowing what to do in your heart. You're like, I kind of want to do it, but I know I'm not going to do it because once I'm done, I'm done. But I'm still feeling like at a loose end in my heart. I'm not totally like settled yet with this, even though I was settled. I hope you understand what I'm saying. You're still having those impulses in your heart to connect, but your mind was definitely made up. Ace of Swords. The Swords is our mind, right? Your mind was like, like a laser. You're like, done. You're like this Jedi master with this, like you were, and I don't think you made the wrong decision. This is like very powerful energies. But even when we do the right thing and we do the thing that's right for us, we still have to manage our actions, our emotions, etc. afterwards. And this temperance upside down, could just be, again, that sense of imbalance because that other energy is not there anymore, right? Now, here's another way to look at this energy. It's possible because we do know that during Mercury retrograde, people can come back into our lives. This person might come back. They may reach out. I don't think you're going to respond. You may feel like you need to, but I don't think you're going to, because like I said, you made up your mind. But they may come back with some sort of promise or whatever, saying that they're better, they healed, they changed, but they didn't change. They may be a little less problematic, but they're still problematic. Okay, because temperance is upside down. So they didn't change. If it was upright, I'd say, well, maybe they changed a little, but it's upside down. They did not change. They're still toxic. They may just not be showing as much as their toxic side, but if you give them an in, if you actually call them back or text them back or email them back, pretty soon their true colors will come out again. So they didn't change. So I would say here, just let it go, but be aware that this may resurface. And like I said, I feel like you're pretty steadfast and you're holding steady with your decision. So just be aware of that. And maybe you need to be reminded, again, those rewords, reminded, like if they pop back into your DMs or whatever, you need to be reminded, oh yeah, that's right. That's how toxic they are. I kind of forgot these last couple weeks, but now that I'm seeing their messages again, I'm like, oh yeah, no. Okay, so it could be something like that also. All right, Sagittarius, what truth, situation, lesson is resurfacing with Mercury retrograde in your sign? You got to be on your toes. Please be on your toes with this Mercury retrograde so that you can reevaluate, regroup, and move forward with clarity toward your highest potential on December 15th when Mercury goes direct. So what is this truth, this lesson, this person perhaps that's coming back around for you to reevaluate? What do we need to know? Three of Wands is upside down. I will read reversals. And then the Four of Wands. Strength is in your heart. Knight of Cups is upright. And the Five of Coins is upside down. I'm getting the phrase "stand on business" is what I'm getting in my ear. This is what I feel. People can have all the goodwill in the world they want to have. They can have good intentions, but they've got to walk their talk. Okay, it's like, I'm going to say a lot of cliches here, but when the rubber meets the road, like, they got to put up or shut up. And I don't think you're going to be negatively affected by what kind of you're being reminded of, because the strength is in your heart. But I do feel like the universe is going to remind you of your strength and of your value during this Mercury retrograde. I don't care for this Three of Wands upside down. We have the Four of Wands upright following it, which does suggest joy and celebration and a door opening. But the door may open, but I feel like, and the offer may be sincere, Knight of Cups, but the Five of Queens is here upside down. And this Three of Wands upside down. Something is trying to be built on an unsteady, poor foundation. It's unhealthy. Okay, so whatever this is, and it looks promising, it's of goodwill, but it might just be that. It's goodwill, but what's behind it? It needs the strong foundation, needs a strong team. It needs that visionary energy. It needs resources. It needs health. It needs wellness. It needs connection. But what's being offered is substandard. So that's why I'm saying I feel like you're going to be reminded, what's going to come back around, this lesson, this truth, you're going to be reminded of what you deserve and what you don't deserve. And that if you want something to be built solidly in your life, if you want a Four of Wands where it's aligned and the door's opening and there's joy and celebration and there's a true commitment, because here's these two people here, there's a true commitment built solidly, then, you know, maybe you need to reject this and wait for something better. Strength can also be about patience in your heart, right? But it's upright. So like I said, in your heart, listen to your heart. You know what you deserve, Sagittarius. You deserve all good things. You deserve people that will deliver on their promises and not just have nice, flowery, poetic language, or they mean well, but like I said, where is the vision? Where is the money? Where is the action? The aligned action also, because this is upside down. That needs to be there too. If you want to reach your Four of Wands, if you want to get that Four of Wands, then that has to be there. And so you're going to be reminded of what quality is and what you deserve. And you'll get that clarity of who's bringing it and who's not bringing it. Capricorn. What truth or lesson or person or situation from your past is resurfacing so that you can reevaluate, reconsider, regroup, realign, reconvene, and move forward with clarity when Mercury goes direct on December 15th. Let us see, Capricorn, what you need to know. I will read reversals if they come up. Let us see, Cappies. We have a High Priestess upside down. We have a Hierophant upright. A Four of Cups upside down in your heart. Ace of Swords, wow, upside down, very interesting. And a Nine of Coins upside down. Wow. Very interesting. So I think you're going to be reminded of the value of true commitments and true things that are aligned for you. And that your commitment to trusting yourself and trusting your intuition above all else is really the thing. And that whatever you said no to in the past, it could be a job opportunity, it could be something else, whatever you were offered, this is Four of Cups is upside down in your heart, and you said no to, Ace of Swords upside down, you said no to it, and you closed off an opportunity. But the problem is that opportunity was not aligned for you. High Priestess upside down. Your gut was screaming, this is not fitting. And you didn't take it. You stayed committed to honoring your truth. This is the lesson, the truth, the opportunity, situation you're going to be reminded of. And what I think is interesting is that what may come back around, because again, stuff comes back around, Mercury retrograde, what may come back around for you is the right commitment. The Hierophant upright. Okay, so one of my favorite quotes from a Rumi poem, R-U-M-I, is everything comes round again in another form. So you said no to something. And again, it could have looked good on paper, like on the surface, it looked promising, but something was like, this is not aligned for me. Something's off here. And I think you're going to be reminded of that you did the right thing by honoring those feelings, because something new will come in and replace the thing that you didn't take. everything comes around again in another form. And the thing that's coming around again in another form is something you can commit to, the Hierophant. So interesting, because of course this is your 5th house of creativity, the house of the entrepreneur, taking a risk, taking a chance. You took a risk, you took a chance on saying no to something because it just didn't fit. And you maybe couldn't even justify it to yourself. But as I've said before, and I believe this 1,000%, you do not have to justify your intuition to anybody, not even yourself, right? If you are, and you should know what your intuitive signals are, right? Everybody's are a little different. I sometimes hear things, I will feel things, but everybody has different things. When you get that feeling, or you hear that thing, or you get that sign, or whatever it is, and you just get the icks, right? You're like, ugh, what is this? You don't have to explain that. Your intuition is your, internal guidance system, and it is also protecting you. And sometimes we don't find that out till later. So really be in tune and trust, and you don't have to justify it. You can just be like, no, thank you. Or, I said no to that, and it's okay. And don't beat yourself up over it, or question it, or second guess yourself. I don't think you did, but I'm just saying in general. But I think you're going to see that. You're going to be like, oh, yes, I am so glad that I listened to my intuition with that, because now look, this beautiful thing is coming in that fits so much better. I took a risk. I took a chance on myself, on listening to my intuition, and it's paying off. All right, Aquarius, Mercury retrograde. What do you need to know? What truth, wisdom, lesson, situation, person from your past is resurfacing so that you can reevaluate and move along to your highest good with some clarity after Mercury goes direct? Let's see. On December 15th. Let us see. Something comes up reversed, I will read it that way. All right. So we have the Hierophant and the Ace of Coins upside down. 8 of Swords in your heart upside down. 8 of Cups upright. And the Hanged Man. Okay. So I'm reading it all holistically, but I think that what's being brought up is, are you sacrificing or are you investing your time and energy? Okay. Are you sacrificing time and energy, or are you investing time and energy? So issues about commitments, the Hierophant, and what you want to give your time to, who and what you want to give your time to, are up for reevaluation at this Mercury retrograde. So the Hangman, when it comes up, it can be this sense of sacrifice. I think a better way to reframe it, though, is, I am investing, which is the Taurus energy over here, the Hierophant too, is like, I'm committing, I'm investing. So it's interesting. We start with this and we end with that. So, and we have an 8 of Cups, which is a moving on, an emotional finish line that you're heading toward. And Ace of Swords upside down in your heart is like, yeah, you know what? I am finished with this. I'm finished committing to things that don't grow, or don't grow as fast as I would like, or they grow, but the results are like totally different than what I intended. So I think this is very interesting. There could be something else that's coming back around for you. There could be some sort of offer. It could be something connected to the past. Or it could just be, these are the things you're really thinking about top of mind with this Mercury retrograde, your commitments. And again, like I said, investing versus sacrificing. Because we only have so much time and energy. So with the Ace of Coins upside down, you have been disappointed in the past where things just didn't work out. You were committed. You were whole hog in it. Like, you're going to make this happen. And you're just, now you're done. You're done pouring your heart and soul into things that don't bear the type of fruit that you would like from them. So that's what I feel. You're reevaluating, especially maybe financially, because we do have your second house represented here by the Pisces energy. And of course, Saturn is now direct in that second house of yours, of money and commitments. So yeah, you're probably like I have to reevaluate my financial commitments also. That's possible because we have the coin that's showing up here. And am I really committed to the right things? Am I spending my money in the right ways, or am I wasting funds? Am I sacrificing my time and energy to work so hard for my money, but then I'm not getting what I want from my money? You know, like, it's the commitments I have are not adding to my life in some way. So you could be reevaluating financial commitments as well, like kind of what you're stuck in, because that can be the hangman as well. Like, I'm feeling trapped and stuck in these financial commitments, and maybe it's too much, or it's just not worth it. So you could be reevaluating those. You're not against the commitment, the Hierophant, but you're just like, is this worth it? So all of those types of things may be in play. And because the Hierophant can represent also committed partnerships, like a marriage, some of you may be considering that as well, trying to gain some clarity on, should I stay? Should I go? You know, am I stuck here with this person because of finances, but mentally and emotionally, like, I'm done? So there may be some lessons about that you're rethinking. And again, are those things worth it? Or do I have to figure out some other commitment? And the commitment doesn't have to be a marriage. It could be a roommate situation or something else like that. Something where you're relying on somebody maybe to help pay the bills or something. But, you know, you're kind of over that particular commitment. It may feel like you're stuck there and you're not wanting that anymore. So you may be reevaluating that as well. All right, Pisces, let's see what you need to know about this Mercury retrograde. What truth is being revealed? What person may be coming back around? What situation? What lesson? What's resurfacing? What are you reevaluating for clarity so that you can move forward at the time Mercury goes direct on December 15th? Let us see. Pisces. Ace of Wands. Death upside down. King of Wands in the heart. Page of Wands upright. The Lovers upside down. Okay. So somebody's in your heart. It could be a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could just be an energy that is very passionate and dynamic. There is unfinished business here. Okay, there is unfinished business with probably a lover or some sort of friendship. It's probably with a male, only because it could be a family member too. It could be a father, a grandfather, uncle, whatever, because it is a king showing up. So if it's not a male, then it's just a very dynamic, masculine, yang type energy. And of course, you know, women can have that energy too. This is not gender specific. It's just like that type of very strong, passionate, determined, fiery, I'm going to get what I want energy. And it's very dynamic. It's very physical. The Death is upside down and Lover's upside down. There is unfinished business. Something is not completed yet with this person. This Ace of Wands here does suggest that somebody could be extending the olive branch. You can see this looks like an olive branch. Work with my metaphor here, okay? So whether it's you or the other person who is reaching out, there is a connection, there is a conversation, there might be a meeting with the page here. So what I think this Ace of Wands is and this Page of Wands is, there is an invitation, an extension of the olive branch to get together. In that meeting, when you get together with this person, that's when you will decide. This is not written in stone. This, to me, with the Lovers upside down, the Death upside down, is just that there's unfinished business. You may finish that business when you meet with this person. Depending on the vibe you get and what goes down, you may be like, yeah, you know what, I am done with this person. Or, no, it's time to reconnect. But use the full Mercury retrograde period to make your decision. Sometimes we do need to have that final close of the chapter to close it out. Like sometimes you need to just see something one more time. Because the other thing too is this person's upright in your heart. This King of Wands upright. So you still have strong feelings for this person. Depending on your personal situation, I mean, there could be a reconnection. It is possible. Will that reconnection last after Mercury goes direct? That remains to be determined, TBD, right? To be determined. But I think what this is saying is, Pisces, you owe it to yourself, because this person is in your heart, to revisit if there is an olive branch. I'm not saying necessarily you should offer an olive branch unless you feel you should, but it's worth it to just take a tiny step forward of some sort of reconnection or finishing this business, to just know your own feelings and where you stand, because you know how it is, like, Pisces, right? It's like, we do. Sometimes I got Venus in Pisces. So sometimes, we're like this. We are like the fish. Like we swim back and forth in the current of our emotions. And until we finally settle, work with my metaphor here, upon the shore. And we're like, okay, yeah, that's really how I feel. But that still could change, So you're in the process, I think, of making some emotional determinations and decisions for yourself about this friendship, this person, this connection. And you'll decide. Now, if this is not a person, this could just be something that you feel very strongly about, that you want to start in your life. It could be a creative effort. It could be a business. It could be, whatever it might be. And you're not done with it yet. Like you just keep feeling like there is something here for me. And like I said, unfinished business. Like, I've got to get this figured out. I've got to start it already. But there may be just something you uncover that helps you make that decision to get it started after Mercury goes direct. So because Wands can be very much about, especially self-employment, like some sort of business you want to start that is reliant upon your own hardcore effort. So, and again, this unfinished business, you're still sitting on the fence whether or not you're going to do it, or you're on the fence between two possible businesses that you might start. But the fact to be your own boss is still strong in your heart. Like, this is really what I want to do. So that could be going on for you also. It just depends. Stay tuned. We will have, of course, our money and career readings coming for December. So make sure you're subscribed and you hit the bell so you get notified when your sign gets uploaded. So thank you so much for joining me for your Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius energies. I'd love to hear your comments. What are you going to be reevaluating? What do you think might be coming up for you with this Mercury retrograde? I'd love to hear. And if you feel like giving the video a thumbs up or sharing it out with friends, that engagement really helps my channel. And I thank you very much if you decide to do that. I will, of course, be back with the money and career readings for December. And also, I just posted energies for Sagittarius season for all the signs, a tarot reading. Okay, so that's on the channel. I'll leave a link to it in the description, and it'll be playing here in a moment right after this video if you want to stick around for that. All right. Love you guys. Take care. Bobo and I will see you again soon. I love how he comes in at the very tail end. No pun intended. Here's his big fluffy tail of the readings, right? You could have come in a little earlier for people to see you. He's kind of camera shy. Even when I try to take pictures of him with my phone, he's not like Ariel. Oh my God. She was like such a big attention hog, right? With her big face, like in the camera all the time. They're very different kitties. He's very sweet though. But I do wish he would hang out for the readings a little bit more and come around a little bit more. But I guess, when he does, it makes it even more precious and special. Right, Bobley? Yes. All right. Love you guys. See you again soon. Stella Wilde signing out. And Bobo too. Do you want the people to hear you purring? Should they hear you purr? He's got a great purr.